Good afternoon. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Sound message.
Sir, you must start.
Good morning, all the students and viewers. This is Muhammad Riazuddin, Principal Telangana Model School, Jarasangam from Sangareddy district. Now we have the webinar session from the subject Commerce and Accountancy. The topic is consignment. The session is going to be handled by Mrs. Pri Premlata, PGT Commerce from Telangana Model School, Bollaram, Chinnaram Mandal, Sangareddy district. This is a second problem solving session on the topic consignment. In the previous session, we studied about the accounting treatment in the book of consignor and consignee, problem solving on unsold stock. We continued the problem solving session and I request all the students to watch the session carefully. And again, I repeated that this is a very important session, very important topic, compulsory 10 marks question. At the same time, I request the students from your textbook, practice some more additional problems that you will get the confident on this topic. Now I invite Premlata Madam to deliver his resources. Madam, please.
Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to today's session on Unit 2, Chapter 3, Consignment Accounts. Today is Session 4, and today we will be dealing on consignment of goods at invoice price, like problem solving on invoice price. Okay, for intermediate second year students. And this chapter is a 10 marks question in the final exam. And I request all the children to concentrate more. If you are very much clear with the concepts and if you can understand and make out what are the things you need from the question to solve the problem, then this will be very easy chapter and very interesting chapter also. By the end of this session, children, you will be gaining knowledge about the accounting treatment in the books of consignor, like when goods are sent at invoice price, and that also to gain knowledge about accounting treatment in the books of consignee when goods are consigned at invoice price. Okay, this slide already we are seeing from day one onwards, like first session onwards, because expenses of incurred by consignor and consignee, it plays a very important role. You need to make a difference between recurring expenses and non-recurring expenses. Okay, what are the non-recurring expenses incurred by consignor? It is all cost of the material, packing, loading, freight, transit insurance, duty, tax, other expenses. Okay, all expenses which are incurred by the consignor to send the goods to the consignee is all direct expenses. Okay, these are non-recurring in nature. They happen only one time. That is the reason they are non-recurring in nature. Until even the expenses incurred at the consignee end, until the goods reach the premises of the consignee, all are direct expenses only, like unloading, duty, tax, freight, dock dues, octroi, carriage, and up to his place till go down, consignee's place. These all are non-recurring in nature. But the consignee even incurs some expenses at the go down also, like go down rent, go down insurance, salary to salesman, advertisement charges, selling expenses, salesman commission. These all are recurring in nature, which are paid again and again. So these expenses are recurring in nature. So while valuing valuation of unsold stock, we will not take recurring expenses, only non-recurring expenses of consignor and consignee. That two proportionate expenses should be taken for calculating valuation of unsold stock. That is the reason each and every session we have a discussion on expenses incurred by consignee and consignor, that is direct and indirect expenses, which are recurring in nature, non-recurring in nature. Okay, so what are the expenses we need to take, children? We need to take only non-recurring expenses of consignor as well as non-recurring expenses of the consignee only for valuation of unsold stock. Okay. Now, today our main topic is about invoice price method. In the second session, we have seen how we solve a problem when goods are sent at cost, when goods are consigned at cost. How to solve the problem we have seen. In the third session, we have seen if there is unsold stock, how to calculate valuation of, or how to do value the unsold stock. Like if 100 goods radios are sent, only 80 radios are sold. The 20 radios remaining unsold stock, to calculate that value and how to treat it. We have seen in the previous session. Then what is this invoice price method? Then when the consignor will do or will send goods on this invoice price. See children, generally goods are sent on consignment by the consignor at cost. We all know that generally what the consignor will be doing is he will be sending the goods to the consignee at cost. Okay, but sometimes what happens, the goods are invoiced at a price higher than cost. Then why goods are invoiced at a price higher than the cost? That is pro forma invoice price. We call it as pro forma invoice price. That is when the consignor is sending, he will send a list, like so much goods are sent to the consignee, what are the shipment details, quantity, cost, everything. So that we call it as pro forma invoice price. Okay, in the pro forma invoice price, the consignor, what he will be doing, he will be quoting higher price rather than original cost. He will be quoting some other price higher than the cost price. Then why a consignor will do such things, or why consignor want to show higher rate to the consignee? See, because the idea is that actually the consignor does not want to know the consignee that how much profit actual profit he is getting. He doesn't want the consignee to know what is his actual cost, how much profit he is making out of that consignment. To hide this from the consignee, what the consignor will do is he will be quoting higher rate in the pro forma invoice price and send that list to the consignee, and he'll ask him to sell. Okay, so the consignee will not know what is the actual cost of the goods. Only the consignor will know, but he want to hide it from the consignee for not knowing how much profit he made out of that consignment. Okay, so the idea is that consignee should not know the actual cost of the goods and actual profit earned by the consignor. The invoice price is obtained by adding a certain amount of profit to the cost price. That amount of profit added to the cost is called loading. What is loading, children? The amount of profit added to the cost is called as loading. Okay, in other words, loading is the difference between the invoice price and the cost price. Okay, once again children, now tell me why the consignor will be sending the invoice price to the consignee. Only to know, make him not to know what profit he is earning out of this consignment. Okay, what actual profit he is making out of this consignment, the consignor does not want the consignee to know. For that reason, what he will be doing, he will be quoting higher rate, cost price, more than cost price. He will add some amount to the cost price and he will be quoting in the pro forma invoice price. Okay, is it clear, children? When this concept of invoice price method arises, when the consignor does not want the consignee to know what actual profit he earned by this consignment, then the consignor will be quoting this invoice price. Is it clear, children? Now, what do you mean by loading? The loading is nothing but the amount of profit added to the cost is called as loading, or we can say it is the difference between invoice price and cost price. It is the difference between invoice price and cost price. Now you can ask me, teacher, how we get this difference between invoice price and cost price? See, whenever we are preparing this consignment account or consignee account or goods sent on consignment account in the books of consignor, when we prepare that, the consignor, why he will be preparing consignment account? He will be preparing consignment account to know the profit what he has made out of this consignment. He knows, no? Consignor knows what is the actual price of the goods. He will just quote more rate so that the consignee will not know what is the actual cost of the goods. So that what profit he earned, the consignee will not know. But the consignor knows what is the actual cost of the goods. Okay, that actual cost is our cost price. And whatever loading he has done, like whatever profit he has added to the cost price and sent to the consignee, that will be our invoice price. So when we are calculating or when we are preparing this consignment account, you will be writing with the invoice price only, that is goods sent on consignment, invoice price. But we need to do the adjustment because we know what is the actual cost price when we are preparing consignment account. That we will see in the pro forma of this consignment account, children. See, this is the consignment account, the pro forma of the consignment account. Actually, in the last two sessions when we solved the problems, you people know what are the things we will be taking in the consignment account. What are the transactions will be coming in consignment account. One is to goods. We all know that consignment account is a nominal account, debit all expenses, credit all incomes. So in the debit side, what we will be taking to goods sent on consignment, expenses of the consignor, expenses of the consignee, commission of the consignee. Okay. On the credit side, what we will be taking? We will be taking and valuation of unsold stock. Whatever unsold stock is with the consignee, that is the stock of consignor. So that is the reason we take in this consignment account, because that will be the inventory of consignor only. Okay. Till here we discussed in the previous class. Now what extra we will be seeing today in this session, that is one is goods sent on consignment. Now I'll explain in detail each and everything, children, so that it will be very much clear. If you understand the concept, then only it will be very easy for you to solve the problem. If not, it will be very confusing, or you feel little bit difficult in solving such problems. Okay. So to goods sent on consignment, whenever we say to goods sent on consignment, actual until valuation of unsold stock, or when goods are sent at cost price, we will be taking the cost price here to goods sent on consignment. But in invoice price method, we will be taking invoice price. For what invoice price the consignor has sent that amount only we need to take near goods sent on consignment. Here you will be taking the invoice price amount. Okay. Next, to cash bank, these are the expenses of the consignor. To consignee account, expenses of the consignee. To consignee account, commission paid to the consignee. Okay. Here again, by consignee account, sales, whatever sales are made by the consignee, we will be taking that amount here in the credit side. Next, the stock on consignment, that is valuation unsold stock, that we need to take here. Now we know to goods sent on consignment, when we are sending it on the invoice price, but cost price is something else. Yes or no? So the difference amount, that means we are loading here. That means we are making higher the price and showing. So we, to reduce that, what we need to do for any debit, if you are doing any credit, that means we are subtracting. Okay. So the excess amount, whatever we are showing as an invoice price, for that we will be writing a credit like by goods sent on consignment. Whatever difference between the cost price and invoice price is there, that we will be taking on the credit side, loading on goods sent. That is, whatever goods we have sent, whatever excess price is there here, that we need to, because we know, because the consignor knows what is the actual cost price. Okay, how much excess he has put here. So for that is excess amount, we need to credit side. On the credit side, we have to take goods sent on consignment, that is loading on goods sent. The excess amount, whatever is on the goods sent, we have to write on the credit side. Okay, this is one thing. Next, when we are calculating stock on consignment, children, stock on consignment is also calculated on invoice price only. That means here also loading is shown. On valuation of unsold stock also loading is shown. How much excess loading we are showing, that again we need to write on the debit side, because for every credit, if you are making a debit, you are subtracting, no, to consignment stock reserve amount, that is excess price and unsold stock. Whatever excess price is there on unsold stock, that we have to write on the debit side. The value, the amount, whatever is excess, because the consignee does not know that the consignor has sent on invoice price, but the consignor knows, no, that he has put a more amount and sent. So but he needs the actual profit. He does not want a profit with invoice price. He wants profit with cost price. So for that, we need to whatever loading is done on goods sent or on the valuation of unsold stock, that need to be rectified. Is it clear, children? Then only the consignor will be getting the actual profit. Out what profit he has made out of this consignment, to know that he has to deduct whatever excess he has sent. Is it clear, children? So in this invoice price method, what are the new things added in this consignment account? Till yesterday, valuation of unsold stock, it is clear by stock on consignment. Today, what extra is added here? That is, whatever in sent, we will be taking here invoice price, but we know what is the cost price. So the difference between this cost price and invoice price, you need to write on the credit side, goods sent on consignment. That is loading on goods sent. Whatever goods sent, whatever excess amount is sent, that you need to rectify. Okay. In the same way, we calculate even closing stock also on invoice price only. So whatever excess amount is there in the invoice price, that also need to be rectified by debiting it. So to consignment stock reserve account, excess price on unsold stock. So when this is done, then the consignor will be knowing the actual profit what he has earned out of this consignment. Is it clear, children? Two things are added to new today. One is by goods sent on consignment, that is loading on goods and to consignment stock reserve account, that is excess price on the unsold stock. Is it clear? Rest all will be the same. Rest all will be the same. Now we will understand in detail with one practical problem. See, Charan of Warangal consigned 250 cases of Ayurvedic medicine to Ramu of Hyderabad. The cost of each case is rupees 300, but the invoice price is rupees 400 per case. Charan paid rupees 250 towards packing and carriage. Ramu informed through account sales that 200 cases are sold at rupees 425 each. Expenses paid by Ramu were freight rupees 600. Commission has to be calculated at 5% on sales. Prepare consignment account and consignee account in the books of Charan. Okay. Now we know Charan of Warangal is a consignor. Ramu of Hyderabad is a consignee. So Charan of Warangal has sent 250 cases of Ayurvedic medicines to Ramu of Hyderabad. How many cases, children? 250 cases. How many cases of medicines are sent to Ramu of Hyderabad? It is 250 cases. Now the cost of each case is rupees 300. What is the cost of each case? It is 300. Actual cost is 300, but the invoice price is 400 per case. But what Charan did? Charan sent an invoice, pro forma invoice, quoting that the cost of each case is rupees 400. Okay, now understood? The cost is actually 300, but what Charan did? Charan sent to Ramu that each cost of the case is rupees 400. Is it clear? But Charan knows what is the actual cost. Charan knows the actual cost is 300, but he doesn't want Ramu to know how much profit he is going to get and what is the original cost of each case. He does not want the consignee to know what profit he is going to make out of this consignment. So what he did, he has increased the price. This we call it as pro forma invoice price as 400 and sent to Charan. He sent that the cost of each case is 400. Okay. So Charan paid 250 towards packing and carriage. Okay. What are the expenses incurred by Charan here? Charan incurred 250 rupees towards packing and carriage. Okay. After receiving, Ramu informed to account sales. Ramu sent account sales to Charan, mentioning that he sold 200 cases at 425 each. How many cases Charan sent? Charan sent 250 cases. Then how many cases Ramu sold? Ramu sold 200 cases. Then here what are the unsold stock, children? It will be 50 cases. 50 cases are unsold stock. So valuation of unsold stock we need to do for 50 cases. Okay. Expenses paid by Ramu were freight rupees 600. Now tell me, children, freight, these are the expenses incurred at consignee end. Is this a direct expense or an indirect expense? Freight, direct or indirect? It is direct expense. Okay, freight is a direct expense. It is non-recurring expense. So non-recurring expenses we will be taking for calculation of valuation of unsold stock. Commission has to be calculated at 5% on sales. So commission, how much he has to calculate? How much commission is paid to Ramu? It is 5%. On sales, we need to calculate 5%. What are the total sales? Total sales are 200 at 425. 200 cases at 425 each. That is total sales will be 85,000. So commission, how we will be calculating? 85,000 into 5%. That is 5% on sales. Our total sales is 85,000. How we got 85,000, children? Total sales, because Ramu sold 200 cases at rupees 425 each. So 200 at 425, that is 85,000 is our total sales. So commission, how it is calculated? 5% on total sales. That is 85,000 into 5 by 100. That will come to 4,250 is the commission paid by Charan to Ramu. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Now, once again, we will understand clearly, because if you can understand the question clearly, then only it will be easy for you to solve the problem. Here, two things you need to understand. Actual cost price of the goods is 300, but Charan sent as 400. Why he sent as 400? Because he doesn't want Ramu to know what is the actual cost of the goods. He does not want Ramu to know what profit he made out of this consignment. For that reason, he will be sending some, he will add some profit and he will be sending. Okay, so he will send it as 400 per case. Okay, so goods sent on consignment 250 at 400, that is 1 lakh rupees. It is invoice price. If we are taking at invoice price, the cost of goods sent is 1 lakh. But actual, what is the cost of the price goods sent? It is only 75,000 only. 75,000, but Charan has showed it as 1 lakh. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Actual cost of the goods sent is only 75,000, but Charan doesn't want Ramu to know that it is 75,000. So what he did, he increased the cost and he sent, that is invoice price. So at 400, the cost of each case is 400. He sent at the cost as 400. So the invoice price of the goods sent will be 1 lakh. 250 at 400, 1 lakh. But actual cost of the goods sent is only 75,000. So when we are calculating, when we are solving, when we are doing consignment account, we will be taking goods sent on consignment at invoice price only. In invoice price method, we will be taking invoice price only, not the cost price. You need to remember this. We will not take the cost price. So goods sent on consignment, 1 lakh, invoice price only we need to take. But this will be, this, if he is taking 1 lakh, he will not get the actual profit. That is the reason, again, what we will do on the credit side, we have to loading, we have to show the excess loading, whatever is there on the invoice price. How we will get this loading on goods sent? That is IP invoice price minus cost price. That is equal to 1 lakh minus 75,000. That is 25,000 is a loading. That is excess. He has put 25,000 and sent to the Ramu, sent to the consignee. That is actual cost is 75,000 only, but he has sent it as 1 lakh rupees. So loading on goods sent is how much? 25,000. That is the difference between invoice price and cost price. Is it clear, children? Invoice price and cost price. So what are the expenses incurred by Charan? That is packing and carriage. It is rupees 250. Okay, packing and carriage expenses incurred by consignor. That is Charan. It is 250. Is it direct expense or indirect expense, children? Packing, it is a direct expense. That is non-recurring expense. All non-recurring expenses we will be taking for calculation of unsold stock. Okay, so what are our total sales? 200 cases are sold at rupees 425 each. So what is unsold stock, children, here? How many cases are unsold stock? 50 cases are unsold stock. Is it clear, children? Got my point? And before going to next slide, I want you people to make a note of it, because again we will not come back to this slide when I am entering entering the amounts there in the consignment account. It will be easy for you people if you make a small note of the running notes. Okay, so once again I am explaining, because if you understand the concept, it will be very clear for you, children. The cost price is 300 only, but the invoice price is 400. Okay, so goods sent on invoice price is 1 lakh, but actual cost price of the goods is only 75,000. What is the loading on goods sent? That is how much excess we are sending on goods sent. It is 25,000. How we got this 25,000? Invoice price minus cost price. Okay, next, direct expenses of consignor. What are the packing and carriage expenses incurred by consignor? That is rupees 250. Now, what are the sales made by Ramu? How many cases are sold by Ramu? Out of 250, 200 cases are sold by Ramu at 425 each case. The cost of each case what he sold is 425. Okay, so total sales is 85,000 and expenses incurred by consignee is rupees 600, and the commission paid to consignee is 8%, 5% on sales. That is 85,000 into 5%, 4250. 4,250 is commission. Now we will see valuation of unsold stock. How to calculate unsold stock? Children, here we will take only with 50 cases, but we will calculate for invoice price as well as we will calculate for cost price, both. Like if we are calculating for both, how it will be, like cost of unsold stock, 50 cases. If I am calculating at invoice price, what is the invoice price? 400 per case. So 50 cases into 400, that is invoice price will be 20,000. Okay. If I am taking for cost price, then what is the cost price? Actual cost price 300. That is unsold stock for 50 cases for cost price will be 15,000. Now add proportionate expenses of consignor. We have to take direct expenses. Yes, proportionate expense. So 250 is for 250 cases. 250 charges is for 250 cases. Then for 50 cases, what is the cost? What will be the expenses? Then it will be 50. Okay, 50 rupees. 250 cases. If it is 250 rupees, then for 50 cases, how much? Cross multiplication. Then you will get it for 50 rupees. And proportionate expenses of consignor also same. Okay, 50 rupees. Now add proportionate expenses of consignee, because the 600 value of cost is for 250 cases. Now we have to take only 40 cases. Okay. So for 250 cases, if the cost is 600 rupees, then for 50 cases, how much? Okay. 50 into 600 by 250. Then it will come to 120. So for 50 cases, the cost is 120. Proportionate, equal to 50 cases only we need to take. 600 is for whole 250 cases expenditure. For 50 cases, how much expenditure? That much. That proportionate amount only we need to take. That is the reason we say proportionate expenses of consignee, proportionate expenses of consignor. That is 120 and 120. So if we are calculating valuation of unsold stock for IP price, that is invoice price, then the valuation of unsold stock is 20,170. If we are calculating valuation of unsold stock for cost price, then the valuation of unsold stock is 50,170. That means here, children, 15,170 is should be our valuation of unsold stock. But how much we take on credit side? Stock on consignment 20,170. What I told, we need to calculate for invoice price only. We have to show it invoice price only. Okay. But consignor knows that it is more. How much more it is there? He need to. If it is crediting, he will be debiting. If he is debiting, we will be crediting. Yes or no? Okay. So here 20,170. If we are valuation of unsold stock is for invoice prices 20,170. Valuation of unsold stock for cost price, it will be 15,170. Okay. So loading on unsold stock. How much excess we are showing now on stock on consignment? It is valuation of unsold stock IP minus value of unsold stock cost price. That is 20,170 minus 15,170. That is 5,000 is excess. That is loading on unsold stock. Loading on unsold stock is 5,000. Again, children, I'll give 1 minute just to make a note. Valuation of unsold stock for invoice price is 20,170. Loading on unsold stock. What we need when we are doing a problem, we need valuation of unsold stock at invoice price and we need loading on unsold stock. These two are needed. Why we calculated then this cost price? Why we have calculated this? Then to know this loading, to know the loading on unsold stock, we need to know the cost price valuation of unsold stock. No, when we know cost price valuation of unsold stock at cost price, then if we deduct that from invoice price, we will be getting loading. So we need valuation of unsold stock at invoice price and how much excess amount we have shown on this invoice price. How much in the excess we have shown? 5,000. So we need to enter this amount also. Okay. So here what is necessary for us? Valuation of unsold stock at invoice price and loading on unsold stock. Is it clear, children? Any doubt? Now we will see the problem. Now in the books of consignor, that is Charan, consignment account. Okay. Now this is pro forma invoice method, not at cost. We are doing this problem of invoice price method, children. So what invoice price the consignor has sent to consignee, we need to take that amount only. Okay. So to goods sent on consignment account, what is that? 1 lakh. That is how many cases he has sent? 250 cases. No, 250 cases at how much? 400. Okay. 250 cases at 400. That is 1 lakh rupees. Now what are the expenses incurred by the consignor? It is 250 rupees. Yes, the consignor has incurred 250 rupees as an expense. So to cash or bank account expenses paid by consignor, we will be taking 250. Now Ramu also incurred some expenses, no, freight expenses, that is 600 rupees. So Ramu account 600, we will be taking the freight expenses. Now what is the commission? Already we have seen the calculation of 5% on sales. So 85,000 into 5 by 100, 4,250. So to commission Ramu, to Ramu account, commission paid to Ramu, that is 4,250. Okay, it is clear till here. Okay, to goods sent on consignment, we will be taking invoice price, not cost price. Okay, that is the reason we are taking 1 lakh. But if I am writing 1 lakh here, the consignor knows that it is more. How much it is more? How much excess it is? It is 25,000 excess. We already calculated now. Out of actual cost price, goods sent on cost price, it is 75,000 only. But if you are writing on invoice price, it is 1 lakh. Now what is the difference? Invoice price minus cost price, that is 25,000. So this excess amount, what the consignor need to do to get the correct profit, he has to credit by goods sent on consignment account. That is, whatever loading on goods sent is there, he has to credit it. See, in other max subject we say plus minus, but in accounts, debit or credit means what? If one transaction is debited, if you are crediting that, same thing means you are subtracting, plus or minus. Okay, so 25,000 need to be deducted if you want to get the correct profit. That is the reason the consignor, what he will be doing, by goods sent on consignment account, whatever excess loading is given on goods sent should be credited. So by goods sent on consignment account, 25,000. So how we got this 25,000? This is the loading amount. This is the excess amount on goods sent. How much excess amount? Actual, if it is with cost price, it is 75,000. But invoice price, it is 1 lakh. The difference between cost price and invoice price is this goods sent on consignment, loading on goods and 25,000. Is it clear, children? How we got this by goods sent on consignment account? It is loading on goods sent. That is the excess amount, invoice price, whatever the consignor has sent, that we need to credit it. Okay. Is it clear till here? Now we have seen valuation of unsold stock. So stock on consignment, 20,170. Okay, this is also need to be calculated on invoice price only. Just now we discussed in the previous slide. By stock on consignment, 20,170. Okay, now already I told. Now stock on consignment, this is IP price. But at cost price, when we calculate, it should be actually 15,170 only. That means 5,000 is excess here. That what you need to do, you need to debit it. Okay, to consignment stock reserve account. So if you are debiting to consignment stock reserve account 5,000 rupees, that is whatever excess we are showing here in this unsold stock, that should be debited. Is it clear, children? Here to goods sent on consignment, whatever loading is sent on goods sent on consignment, we are crediting it by the excess amount, that is 25,000. Here in stock on consignment, that is unsold stock, 5,000 here it is excess because we are calculating with invoice price, but it should be actually calculated with cost price. Okay, so whatever excess amount is there in the stock on consignment, that we need to debit it to consignment stock reserve account, 5,000 rupees. Is it clear, children? Then the consignor will be getting the actual profit, that is to profit and loss account, that is balance amount. 20,070 is the profit what the consignor has made out of this consignment account. Okay. So is it clear, children? Any doubt you have? Shall I explain once again? See, to goods sent on consignment, it is 1 lakh. To cash bank, these are the expenses incurred by the consignor, 250. These are the expenses to Ramu account. Expenses incurred by the consignee, 600. To Ramu account, commission paid to the consignee, 4,250. By Ramu, sales made by Ramu, that is 85,000. Okay. By stock on consignment, this is valuation of unsold stock, which is calculated at invoice price, that is 20,170. Okay, this is shown at higher price. Yes, but if we are taking it, then the consignor will not be getting the actual profit, because he knows that he has sent on invoice price. So what we are doing to reduce it, we are debiting it to consignment stock reserve account. We are debiting to consignment stock reserve account. Whatever excess is there on this valuation of unsold stock, we have to debit it to consignment stock reserve account, that is 5,000 rupees. Okay, is it clear, children? So we should see whether credit amount or debit side is total is more. Credit side total is more, that is 1,30,170. Then if you deduct all the expenses from the income, then whatever you get is your profit. Okay, so the consignor has made 20,070 rupees profit out of this consignment. Okay, this is invoice price method, children. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Now we'll see Ramu or consignee account. Okay, now the consignor should know how much amount is due from consignee. How much consignee should give him that amount. So what consignor will be preparing? Consignor will be preparing consignee account also to consignment sales, that is 85,000. Total, the consignee has sold 85,000 worth of goods. Okay, did he give any advance? No, it is not mentioned in the question that consignee has given any advance, so we will not take anything. By consignment expenses, what are the expenses incurred by the consignee, children? 600. So the consignee will be deducting his amount, his commission, then the balance amount only he will be remitting to the Ramu. Okay, so Ramu, how much amount he should get from consignee? Still expenses are deducted 600, and even his commission is deducted 4,250. So balance 80,150 amount should be remitted by Ramu to the consignor. Okay. Here, how we got this balance out of 85,000 minus 4,850, then 80,150. Now, goods sent on consignment account, children. We all know that goods sent on consignment account, we have taken 1 lakh rupees invoice price. But do you think this is actual cost incurred by consignor? No. Consignor incurred 75,000 only. Okay, so 75,000 only should be transferred to trading account, not 1 lakh rupees, only 75,000. But I told you that we will be showing everything in invoice price. Okay, so by consignment account we will be taking 1 lakh, and even we have debited and credited also. Credited to consignment account 25,000 in consignment account. Okay, so to consignment account we will be taking 25,000 on the debit side. Goods sent on consignment account, accounted to consignment account 25,000. So here this excess loading amount, whatever is there, that you need to debit in goods sent on consignment account 25,000. Okay, but at the end to trading account, how much amount should be transferred? Only 75,000 only should be transferred. That is actual cost price. Actual cost price of the goods sent only should be transferred to the trading account. Is it clear, children? Now in the books of Ramu, consignee, Charan, consignor account. Here, why consignee will be preparing Charan account? Consignee wants to know how much amount still he has to give to the consignor. To know this, he will be preparing this consignor account. Okay, so by cash 85,000, any advance did he give? No. His expenses he will be deducting 600. His commission he will be deducting 4,250. The balance amount, that is 80,150 rupees, he will be sending to consignor. He will be remitting to the consignor account. Okay, by the end of this session, children, I hope that you people understood the consignment account, consignee account, and goods sent on consignment account in the books of consignor at invoice price. Whenever invoice price is given, or when goods are sent on invoice price, how to do consignment account, consignee account, and goods sent on consignment account. And even we have seen accounting treatment in the books of consignee, that is consignor account. Now task for the day, children. And now solve the given problem on invoice price method. See, Prakash and Company of Hyderabad, when this loading is given, just now we have seen an example that in the question directly they have given cost price is rupees 300, invoice price is rupees 400. Then it is very easy for you to calculate total goods sent into invoice cost price into or invoice price, 300 or 400. It is very clear to understand. But always the question will not be given in that way. Okay, children. So here in this question, Prakash and Company of Hyderabad sent goods to Ramakrishna of Ramayanpet on consignment worth rupees 20,000 at invoice price of cost plus 20%. Okay, here they are not giving any rate like 300, 400. Here goods are sent worth 20,000 at invoice price of cost plus 20%. Okay, now you need to calculate what is the invoice price. Okay, they paid transport and insurance charges rupees 800. Ramakrishna sent an account sales by showing 3/4 goods are sold for rupees 21,000. If 3/4 goods are sold, then what is the value of unsold stock here? It will be 1/4 goods. 1/4 goods are unsold. And selling expenses are rupees 700. He sent a draft for an amount due after deducting 5% commission. Now give the necessary accounts in the books of both the parties. Now when question is given like this, like at invoice price of cost plus 20%, then how you need to calculate, children? Just I'll give a hint here, then you try to solve the problem. You need to know what is the invoice price. Okay, you need to know what is the invoice price. Here, you know the cost price. They have given the cost price. Now, whatever example we have seen, they have given rate. That 300 is the cost price, 400 is the invoice price. Okay, but here they have given you the cost price value. That is 20,000 is your cost price. Now you have to calculate the invoice price. What they are telling, invoice price of cost plus 20%. Okay, for example, if invoice price is 20% above cost, okay, it means if 100 is our cost price, then invoice price will be plus 20%. 100 into 20%, that is 100 plus 20, 120. If your cost price is 100, then your invoice price will be 120. Now they have given you cost price 20,000. Okay, if 20,000 is your cost price, then what will be your invoice price? Cross multiplication. If 20,000 is your cost price, then if 100 is your cost price, 120 is your invoice price. If 20,000 is your cost price, then what will be your invoice price? You cross multiplication. Okay, 20,000 into 120 by 100, 24,000. So invoice price of the cost of goods is 24,000. Okay, so to goods in consignment account, what you need to take? To goods sent on consignment, you should take 24,000, not 20,000. 20,000 is our cost price, but the consignor is sending at invoice price. He doesn't want. One thing what you need to understand, simple. Why this invoice price method? Because the consignor does not want the consignee to know what actual profit he got out of this consignment and what is the actual cost of the goods. He does not want the consignee to know. To hide that, the consignor will send on cost plus above invoice cost price. He will add some amount and he will send. Okay, that is invoice price. Okay, so here invoice price you need to calculate. How we will get invoice price? We know the cost price. He is saying that invoice price is cost plus 20%. So if our cost price is 100, then invoice price will be 120. 100 into 20%. Okay, so 120. So if our cost price is 100, our invoice price is 120. Then if our cost price is 20,000, then what will be our invoice price? You will be calculating 20,000 into 120 by 100, that is equal to 24,000. So to goods sent on consignment in consignment account, in the books of consignor, when you are preparing consignment account, to goods sent on consignment, how much you need to take? 20,000 or 24,000? You have to take 24,000. Invoice price only you have to take. Now tell me children, what will be the loading on goods sent in this? How much amount will be loading on goods sent? What is the loading on goods sent? How will you get? Invoice price minus cost price. You know invoice price. Invoice price is 24,000. What is cost price? 20,000. So what is the loading on goods sent? It is 4,000. Is it clear? It is 4,000. Okay. In the same way, you calculate valuation of unsold stock and try to solve the problem. Try to solve maximum problems from textbook, children. If at all you have any doubt you can pick. Is it clear? Is it clear, children? Any doubt in the question? Okay. And thank you for this wonderful session. And stay home, stay safe, stay productive, and stay connected. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Premlata madam. It was really good.
Thank you, madam.
With the eagerness you have delivered the lecture, like the pain you have taken to make the students understand. Like
Thank you, madam.
whatever, like the anxiety, the eagerness, the enthusiasm you have shown, I think the students will also have the same enthusiasm in learning. Children,
Thank you, madam.
you have learned about accounting treatment in the books of consignor. When goods are sent at invoice price, the consignment account, consignee account, goods sent on consignment account, and also accounting treatment in the books of consignee and consignor account. I think you have understood very well. If you have further doubts, you can revisit the same video once again. So all the 4 videos on consignment, I think this completes a unit of consignment. Very important 10 marks question. All the students, please, once again, pay attention to consignment. Very important for your future course of study also. Thank you, Premlata madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.